Hey guys, it's Jacob from King's Compass, and today I want to talk to you about an important factor of success, and that is failure. We're going to go through a few different points on why I think failure is necessary for success, starting off with persistence. I believe that persistence is better than talent, and I support this for a couple different ways. One is that you will fail. Everybody fails. It could be Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Usain Bolt, anybody that you know that's a spectacular athlete, any scientist or entrepreneur or politician that you know who is at the top of the food chain, so to speak, or is doing whatever they do at the highest possible level, they've all failed to get there. The thing that sets them apart from other people is that they were persistent. They continued on the path that they knew would be right for their future. So if they would have, if Michael Jordan would have went out and shot one basket and missed and never shot another one, he never would have been the greatest player alive, arguably. My nephew Aziel is a great example of this. He's a soccer player, star of his team. He's actually 11 years old, playing up with 13-year-olds, and he's been traveling around the country, around the world, playing soccer for different camps, different teams. Everyone's fighting over him, wanting to get him in incubator programs for college, and he's really planning out his future right now with playing soccer. And it wasn't until he realized that he wasn't going to get better overnight. He had to practice day and night. He had to practice when other people weren't. He had to do the things other people weren't willing to do. And he's only 11 years old, learning this and knowing that this is, part of life and part of how he is going to be the greatest. He's missed goals. He's made the wrong decisions in games, but it's not necessarily the failure that makes you better in the next time. It's what you do after you fail. Are you going to learn from that failure? Are you going to do something different next time? Or are you going to stay on that same track? Are you going to put the blinders on so you don't know what's going to happen the next time? So here's a couple clips just showing what that persistence has done for him just in, playing around outside in the front yard and at the park. One of my favorite pastors, T.D. Jakes, talks about this. He says you have to make things work. You can't expect things just to happen. You can't have that blind faith. Faith without works is dead. So you have to get out there and you have to fail. You have to get your hands dirty and you have to learn from those mistakes. When you have faith in the future and not the now, that's when you procrastinate. That's when you don't have the motivation, the push that you need to move forward. Because today, if you continue to fail, you're not going to even think about tomorrow. You're not going to have any hope for the future. The act of being persistent, I think, is better to learn when you're young, like my nephew. Another example of this is Jalen Bledsoe. He was 13 years old when he started his company, and now he's worth $3.5 million. One of the main reasons why I feel that kids have the ability to make it work easier than adults is because they're made to just keep on going. Their emotional strength is higher than you would actually think. And that leads me to my next point, which is that emotional strength will get you through anything. And this is another fact of how failure is necessary, because without that emotional strength, when you do fail, you're not going to continue on. You're going to, sulk, and you're going to be down on yourself, and you're not going to want to pursue anything else because you don't want to feel that failure again. But the problem is with that, if you never try again, you're never going to know what that success feels like. So you can have one failure, quit, and then try something else, fail, quit, try something else, and you're never going to get anywhere. You have to have that emotional fitness, and you have to thrive in the hard times in order to succeed, in order to grow, in order to get to the vision and to the dreams that you've always had. When most people think of a crisis, they get scared and they get worried and they get secure and they try to put things aside and they try to make sure their future is secure and their family secure. In the Chinese culture, their characters for crisis is two symbols. One means danger and the other means opportunity. So when you have to change your mindset about what a crisis really is and what these problems, so-called problems in your life really are, because all they are, they might be dangerous, but at the same time, there's so much opportunity when these problems arise, when there is that stress, when there is a problem, when you do lose your house. You know, that's an opportunity to get a new one. That's an opportunity to start afresh. When you lose a friend, that's an opportunity to find new people, to meet new people, to grow in any type of way. So whatever you give attention to, you make important. If you give stress all the importance and all the attention, then that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have more stress. If you don't wanna have stress, ignore the stress, ignore the danger, and just think about the opportunity. I read a verse that I thought was perfect for this message that I was bringing to you guys today, and it goes like this. It's Psalms 30 and 30:11, and it says, "You have turned my mourning into joyful dancing. You have taken away my clothes of mourning and clothed me with joy." And so that's what we need to do. We need to change our minds. We need to not mourn. We need to dance. We need to not cry. We need to smile. You know, I keep talking about T.D. Jakes, and the message that I was watching on YouTube is called Live on Purpose. And I definitely suggest you guys watch it. And in T.D. Jakes' message, he's trying to tell us that our harvest is white, that we already have everything that we are supposed to have right now. We need to understand all the blessings that we have and not focus on the negative, but focus on the positive. Because if we don't focus on the positive, we're never going to be happy. And we're not promised tomorrow. We only have today. We only have right now to be happy. So be happy now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till you're rich. Don't wait till you have that car that you want. Don't wait till you have the house that you want. Don't wait until you have the fancy clothes and the bling bling or whatever. That's not gonna make you happy. What's gonna make you happy is what you have today, because it's not promised tomorrow. In Jeremiah 29:11, it says this, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." And that's just something, you know, whether you're spiritual or not, whether you believe in God, whether you're a Christian, you need to believe that your future is destined for greatness. And if you don't believe that, you're gonna have a rough time in your life. You're going to come through troubles, and you're gonna have that emotional stress, and you're not gonna be able to bounce back. You know, I've made it through a lot of things that I thought would kill me, that I thought would get me in jail or prison or you know, on the wrong side of the fence. You know, dealing with people who were into drugs and gangs. I've lived a life full of adventure, whether it was good or not, and it shaped me to the person I am today. I know if I would have taken different steps in my past, it might have been a little bit easier for me, but you know, I believe that everything happened to me for a reason. You know, the path that I went through was so I could communicate these ideas and to have that experience, to share it with the people who might be going through the same thing now, or who may have that same temptation in their life right now, or who have gone through it as well and didn't know how to bounce back. That's why I believe God made me go through those things. And you know, whether it was because of me or it was because of God, I'm thankful for it, because it's made me a greater person, and it's made me realize that you can overcome anything. And no matter what your past is like, you can always be made new. So the key thing I want you to take from this message is that failure is a necessity for success. And any mentor that you have will tell you that. As T.D. Jakes said, you need to glean behind the reapers. When you stand on the shoulders of giants, you need to make sure that they are going in the right direction. Otherwise, you will fail right along with them. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys were blessed by this, and I'll talk to you next time.